Good evening, I'm Nancy Cox.
And I'm Dia Davidson. Thanks so much for joining us at 6. That missing chair at the family table during the holidays is tough enough. But for one Laurel County family, their loss was compounded last night when they heard what happened at their loved one's mausoleum.
Vandals broke into the mausoleum at Cumberland Memorial Gardens, but that's not all they did. Eleanor Buckley has the LEX 18 big story at 6.
Definitely doesn't deserve this. Deserves to rest in peace.
Rachel Crawford describes her mother as funny, strong, and fiercely independent.
I hope one day I can be half the mom that she can be, or just half the person that she was.
The holidays are always hard without lost loved ones, but for Rachel and her family, getting a call from the Laurel County Sheriff's Department that her mother, Elizabeth Crawford's crypt had been broken into was unimaginable.
Why would somebody do that? You know, you hear of people taking flowers and stuff off of people's graves, but hearing that someone actually personally broke into your mom's mausoleum plate and removed her casket, I mean, I don't know what kind of demon someone has inside them to make them think that that's okay.
The cemetery director tells us in his 30 years at this cemetery, he's never seen such a hateful crime. Her body has now been returned to her crypt, but for Rachel and her family, the attack is personal.
The only thing that I can think of in my head is that it is some kind of personal attack. I don't know if they thought maybe there was money or jewelry or something in there, but there's not.
Covering the news in Laurel County, Eleanor Buckley, LEX 18 News.
Deputies with the Laurel County Sheriff's Department have also been notified of several missing flower urns. They're investigating to see if the crimes are related.
Well, Lexington's homicide detectives still don't have all the answers, but they say a person was killed at a local business, and the body was found this morning by another employee. Carolina Buchek has the latest in this investigation.
Just like every other workday morning, employees at Henley Welding and Iron Works showed up for work. But today, one of them found a horrific scene inside.
I don't know what I'd have done had I been working today. It would have been me that would have found the deceased.
Police say an employee found the body of another person who worked here. The coroner says everything points to a homicide. And although an autopsy will be done, investigators say the person was shot in the chest and killed. And the timing of this leaves the family without their loved one for the holidays.
For us to have another homicide in our city, especially the day after Thanksgiving when, people are, gathered, to, enjoy each other's company and enjoy a meal and, hopefully get along together and everything. It's just kind of sad.
Employees are also devastated by this news. They say the employees here are a good, friendly group, and losing one of their own is tough.
To say this is a shock to all, that's an understatement. I would have never guessed it. And from what the police are saying, I'd rather not get into that. That makes it more unbelievable.
Covering the news in Lexington, Carolina Buchek, LEX 18 News.
For weeks now, Louisville has been the center of a controversy after Nazi Christmas ornaments and a KKK robe were on display at a gun show at Freedom Hall.
Now that controversy has moved to Lexington, and Mayor Jim Gray wants something done about it. Lee Searcy explains.
When people see that kind of stuff.
When Matt Merrifield went to the last gun show here at Heritage Hall, he says he immediately walked in and saw these.
And I looked down at his cases, and that's where I saw the other smaller swastika armbands, I guess they are, and I saw the knives, the helmet, and everything else. Honestly, I was like, why is this here?
That was in February. I asked him why he's just now speaking out about them. He told me the recent Freedom Hall controversy sparked his discontent about the items.
This is something that I don't agree with. This is something that our grandfathers fought against in World War II, and why is this ideology showing up here?
We asked officials with the Lexington Center Corporation to see if any policy was in place over selling these kinds of items. They say gun shows are handled by private promoters. We were told LCC just rents the space but is contracted by the city of Lexington to run events. When we showed these photos to Mayor Jim Gray, he immediately released this statement, which reads, "There is no place for the sale of Nazi memorabilia at Lexington Center. I will send a letter to the board asking that they put an immediate ban in place." Matt Merrifield agrees.
Ban it. We don't need that stuff.
Covering the news in Lexington, Lee Searcy, LEX 18 News.
We spoke with the vendor selling the items. He told us they are part of history and strongly disagrees with anyone who is offended by them. The next gun show will be held at the Kentucky Horse Park. The show's promoter tells us the Nazi items will not be allowed.
Well, we've moved across Vine Street. We're now in front of Rupp Arena. We're at the Vine Street entrance. Folks are filing in for the UK game, but you've been hearing this sound. Today is the official kickoff for the Red Kettle campaign in the Salvation Army. Basically, you hear that sound. What you do is you find your wallet, you'd find $1 in there, and all you have to do is just drop it in that kettle, and pretty soon that $1 turns to 5, turns to 10, turns to 100, and all of that money raised here stays here. All the terrific work the Salvation Army does. With that, let's talk about our weather here as we are looking out with our Kentucky One Health Weather Bug camera. You are looking at Triangle Park, where we were just a few minutes ago. The ice is still in one piece. It survived our excursion out there. All in all, it's been a nice early evening for us. MaxTrack Live Doppler, we're beginning to see a little rain out to our west. It's still several hours away. Your evening will be fine. Future Track will confirm that for you. Clouds right now. Watch the rain, though, building as we head toward, say, midnight and beyond. And that rain should be pretty steady through most of the night tonight. It is all rain. That's all you got to worry about this go-round. Your morning tomorrow, showers are scattered. Not everybody's going to see them. And then as we work our way through the early afternoon, we begin to push all the rain out of here. And when that happens, the clouds will eventually follow, and it looks good for tomorrow headed to Louisville for the Governor's Cup. Right now, temperatures are in the 50s. Again, you hear the sound. Find $1, find a little change, drop it in the bucket for the Salvation Army. We are appreciative of everything you can do. Go Cats, Merry Christmas. Live from outside of Rupp, I'm Chief Meteorologist Bill Mack.
He has been the hardest working weatherman here in Lexington today, hasn't he? Well, dozens of shoppers braved the cold this morning to stand in line outside of Fayette Mall.
Yeah, better than me.
Yeah.
But the first 100 through the door got a $10 mall gift card to kick off their early morning shopping. Tiffany Jackson has more.
Definitely prepared.
Whether they're up early
So we've been out here since 5:30.
or still out late.
Went home, let dogs out, change clothes, and back out here again.
Any Black Friday shopping expert will tell you you've got to have a plan.
We were looking online. I had me a little list. We got some places to go after this, so we're on a little schedule.
We're going straight to pink. Straight to pink.
Shoe store, clothing store, game store. Okay, so that was the plan. He had the schedule set up.
Some shop for others, some shop for themselves, but one family from Estill County says they are also shopping in memory of their loved one, Emily Fields.
We had a cousin that was part of our group that was killed in a car accident, so we've done a lot to remember her over the years.
Sometimes shoppers can get caught up in the madness of Black Friday, but these ladies say it's all about spending time with family.
This time of year, we look forward to it. One time that we can plan, our families know that we're going to do it, so there's no question we go and we shop and we just have a blast.
Covering the news in Lexington, Tiffany Jackson, LEX 18 News.
Nice. Well, the Black Friday chaos just continued into most of the day, with Hamburg stores seeing large crowds and long lines.
And shoppers tell us the excitement of getting that good deal is more than enough to help them handle all the stress. Catherine Collins has more.
Lines like this one in Best Buy are long. They're wrapping around, but it's Black Friday, and shoppers tell me it's all worth it. No plan, no problem.
I really don't have a plan. If I just see something that catches my eye that I know my kids would love, I'll just buy it and wrap it up.
And we didn't really have anything in mind. We just kind of see what we could find.
These shoppers say they couldn't sit at home and miss the chance to score some great deals.
I get 99% of my children's shopping for Christmas done on Black Friday. It's worth it to come out for the crowds to get everything done in one day to where I can enjoy the rest of my holidays.
Also, this family tells me Black Friday is just pretty entertaining.
I love the chaos. I just think it's so much fun. Like just watching everybody go crazy over things. A lot of it is the electronics, TVs and laptops and the phones, and it's just been crazy.
So if they don't go home with all the presents they need, at least they have a good story. Shoppers were expected to buy more this Black Friday than last, and by the looks of these crowds, they're well on track. Covering the news in Lexington from the LEX 18 Mobile Newsroom. Back to you.
Well, Kentucky has had very little time to practice lately.
It's because they've been playing so many games, and they are again tonight. Keith Farmer has a live preview in your LEX 18 True Blue coverage.
Well, basketball the day before Thanksgiving, basketball the day after Thanksgiving. What better way to celebrate the holiday than that, right? Cats taking on Tennessee State tonight at 7 o'clock. For Kentucky, it is the 4th game in the last 9 days. All of those have been a part of the Ohio Valley Hardwood Showcase. Now, Kentucky is the only team taking part that has only played against Division I teams. Tennessee State is in the Ohio Valley Conference and comes into this game off a loss to Cal State Northridge. The Tigers are 2-3 this season. The Wildcats, meantime, are looking for their 5th straight win after losing that opener against Duke. Now again, the Wildcats played against Winthrop on Wednesday. Then they went out and served meals to those less fortunate at the Salvation Army yesterday before sitting down and having their own meal at Coach Calipari's house with their family members, as well as Coach Calipari and his family. And then tonight, ready to take on Tennessee State at 7 o'clock. We'll have a wrap up for you later on tonight. Much more coming up later on in sports. I'm Keith Farmer, LEX 18 Sports. Back to you.
Go Cats. Thanks, Keith. Now that the shopping season has officially begun, we hope you'll take time to stop by the Angel Tree at Fayette Mall.
We're live with more on how you can help. That's next on LEX 18 News at 6.